All right, thank you so much, Coach Abdullah Bojang. The Gambia under 20 just concluded a friendly game against Team Rhino. They won 4 goals to 0. Tell us your reaction first.
Well, actually, I think it's a very good game. We want to know our level of preparedness because we've been training, screening, and things like that. So we have been preparing. We didn't know the level we are at the moment. So we want to show the level of preparedness. Tactically, definitely the team was well organized in terms of defending as a team, pressing as a team, the time of pressing, and when we have the ball, keeping the ball, playing forward, breaking lines, making how to call it penetration passes, and scoring goals as well. Definitely, it's an impressive game.
Well, test games are one of the fundamental elements where you can look for a better solution for your team. How far have you gone with the finalization of the team selection?
Well, actually, we'll try to give chance to the others. As you can see, we have 34 players, 30 infield players with 4 goalkeepers. We break it into 2 teams. The other team will be playing on Friday against Dodge Lions. So from there, we'll make the final selection because we understand now that we're supposed to travel with only 20 players with 8 officials. So that makes it more difficult. So, but we have to make a decision by the end of the weekend.
Yeah.
Could those the criteria of sending 20 players, registering 20 players, change your philosophy in terms of the selection that you're going to do? Initially, you had a plan as to the criteria that you are looking forward to from the players, but now that the registration requirement has been unveiled, that it's not more than 20 players to be registered, would that also change your plan in terms of getting versatile players instead of those that can only hold the ball?
Yeah, we still stick to the game plan, but now, as we said, we look at players who can play 3 different positions, based on the number that we're supposed to travel with. So with some of the players, we have to transform them. Like we look at players who can play different positions. For example, if you are a fullback and you can play as a centre back, also that gives you the chance to be able to be part of the selection. And also, if you are centre forward, you can play on the wings, on both wings also. So those are the types of players that we're looking at. As a defensive midfield player, you'll be able also to play as a centre back. So those are the options that we're looking at to finalize the things.
Well, the grouping is out. Of course, you know your opponent. It's not an easy group. What do you make of the grouping?
Well, definitely, it's a tough group, but the most important thing is what we are on at the moment. The preparation is the most important thing. We have to have trust and confidence in ourselves, and Gambia is no more an underdog when it comes to under 20 or the youth football category. We knew them; they also knew us. Along the way, also we trying to have some friendly internationals before we get to the competition. So it wouldn't be only playing local test games. We want to play at least 2 to 3 friendly internationals, which the arrangement has been done with the arrangement is in progress with the GFF executive. If things goes according to plan, definitely we'll have 2 or 3 friendly internationals before we get into the competition.
Well, finally, when will you make the final selection, the announcement? I know it's a difficult task, but it has to be done. And for example, players that will not be part of the team selection, psychologically, what will you tell them for them to be prepared?
Well, actually, it's difficult, but it's part of the job. We have to do it. Most likely, after the Friday test game on Monday, we'll come up with a final selection. But as of now, we want to maintain up to 25 players so as to be able to have 2 teams when we playing, because we'll have 3 goalkeepers minimum. Then we have 22 infield players. That would make it 25 before we depart, and then we have to cut it to 20 players.
Finally,
Okay.
key fundamental is developmental aspect, because I know a lot of people have expectation that the team should at least win a title, and of course it's good to remind, of course, those that are watching also on the fundamentals of developmental aspect of the under 20.
This is what I've always said. When the under 20 started winning, achieving something, we forget about the development. The development is key. There is where we primarily focus on, make sure that the players are well developed. Then, if actually they understand exactly what we want to do, the philosophy, and they're well developed, then we can have achievement. But if they are not developed, believe it, we're going to struggle, because it's only going to be winning. and we, at the end of the day, we might not have a system that we put in place to win our games. But the most important thing is for youth category or youth football or grassroots football is purely for development. We focus a lot on that. Then that is the primary objective. Then after that, we start focusing on winning in, titles also. If you are able to develop the players, then they should be able to achieve something. So as you said, definitely focusing on the development.
All right, thank you so much.
Yeah.